The author wanted to study under the famous philosopher of that time, Thomas Troward, in London. However, this required a large sum of money which he did not have. She decided she would attract $20,000. Suddenly, one day, exactly $20,000 came to her from a source she had never imagined. The author has shared all her secret techniques here, step by step. After receiving the $20,000, a new challenge arose: how to become a personal student of Thomas Troward, who generally did not teach anyone directly. The author wrote a letter to Troward expressing her desire to learn from him. Troward flatly refused. Then the author practiced a secret attraction, and subsequently Troward himself was compelled to send a letter to Genevieve. Your Invisible Power. Powerful highlights of the 15 chapters. Chapter 1. Your vision is your world. Develop the eye to see the invisible. Chapter 2. The Magnet of the Mind. Secret techniques to pull your desires toward you. Chapter 3. The Body of Thought. The mystery of transforming invisible thoughts into visible reality. Chapter 4. The Mental Projector. Create the movie of your life inside your mind first. Chapter 5. Initiation for Beginners. The first application of mental power in simple ways. Chapter 6. The Perfect Reflection. A masterclass on making the picture of success clear on the screen of the mind. Chapter 7. The Guardian of Memory. 7 core principles to remain steadfast on the path to success. Chapter 8. The Story of Awakening. Why you should leave an ordinary life and step into mental science. Chapter 9. The $20,000 Formula. A living example of attaining impossible wealth through the power of visualization. Chapter 10. Achieving the Impossible. How to win the heart of the world's greatest guru through concentration. Chapter 11. The Universe of Words. Your spoken words are the architects of your future. Chapter 12. The Fuel of Faith. Ways to eliminate doubt and ignite the fire of self-confidence. Chapter 13. The Fruits of Faith. The best rewards captured by the hands of unwavering belief. Chapter 14. The Sign of Nature. The key to making the entire universe move at your beck and call. Chapter 15. Faith and Action. The ultimate battle to conquer the impossible by blending imagination with work.
Chapter 1. The Proper Rules for Creating Mental Images. In reality, we all paint pictures within our minds, but we do not know how to give those pictures a physical form in reality. The core message of this chapter is, your mind is a mold. The more clearly you hold the image of something, mental image, within your mind, the more precisely the outer world will shape your life according to that mold. If you paint chaotic or disorganized pictures, your life will be disorganized. But if you paint orderly and specific pictures, your life will be successful. The author states that when we think of something, the invisible power of the universe, divine substance, begins to take the shape of our thoughts. The example: just as a sculptor sees the image of a statue in his mind before carving the stone, you must see the image of your desired life in your mind first. This is what it means to make the invisible visible. The author outlines 3 important steps here. How to paint the picture. Step 1. Stillness. Sit quietly and clear the screen of your mind. Step 2. Clarity. See what you want, money, car, or health, in a vivid, lifelike way. What does it look like? What is its color? How would you feel if it were in your hands right now? Step 3. Ownership. Do not think that you will receive it in the future. Instead, feel that you are the owner of that thing right now. A warning from the author. The author notes that many people merely wish but do not paint the picture. Wishing is weak, while visualization is powerful. When you paint a picture, you are giving a specific order to the universe. A simple perspective. To put it simply, your mind is a camera. If you keep the lens blurry, the photo will come out blurry. This chapter teaches you to clean the lens and fix the focus. Once you can steady your goal on the screen of your mind, the world is forced to make way for you. The author tells us, your destiny is not hidden in the lines of your palm, but on the screen of your mind. Whatever you can clearly imagine today, you will find yourself in that exact position tomorrow. So, paint a colorful and vivid picture of your dream life in your mind today. Remember, believing in the invisible is the first step towards conquering the visible world.
Chapter 2. How to Attract What You Want. The core message of this chapter is that money or success is not a coincidence, it is a magnetic attraction. The author teaches how to pull the image you painted in your mind into reality. The central theme is your mind is a powerful magnet. Behrend states that when you engrave a clear picture of something within your mind and believe it is yours, the entire universe begins to push that thing toward you. But for this to happen, you must bring change within yourself, not outside. Why does attraction work? The author explains that this universe is made of a type of living energy, universal mind. When you hold a specific thought or image in your mind, that universal mind responds to your thought. The analogy is, just as a radio frequency must match a specific station to hear its music, when your mind's frequency matches your goal, only then will that thing begin to enter your life. The 3 secret formulas of attraction. The author mentions 3 direct steps. Step 1. Full confidence. Do not doubt. Imagine that the thing you want has already started moving toward you. Doubt is a wall on the path of attraction. Step 2. Feeling of possession. Do not think, I want that. Instead, feel I have received it. This internal feeling of power is the real magnet. Step 3. Persistence. Thinking about it one day and forgetting it 10 days will not work. You must hold that mental image on the screen of your mind in the same way every day. A special tip from the author. Behrend says many people worry about how it will happen. She wants that the how is not your responsibility. Your job is only to decide what you want and hold its image. Nature itself will create the path for the how. A simple perspective. To put it simply, when you go to a restaurant and order food, do you keep going to the kitchen to see how the chef is cooking? No, you trust that the food will come. You must give your mind that same trust. If you think, I can't do it, or where will the money come from, you are actually attracting lack. Your faith is your power of attraction. The author reminds us, what you are seeking is also seeking you. Just open the door of your mind. From today, do not think of yourself as a needy person, but as a receiver. Activate that invisible magnet within you. Remember, the universe is not stingy. It is ready to give you as much as you are ready to receive. Just keep the faith and keep looking toward your goal. Chapter 3. The relationship between thought and reality. In this chapter, the author explains a profound scientific truth in very simple terms: how your invisible thoughts transform into visible objects, like money or a car. The core message is, every visible object is born from an invisible thought. Everything you see around you, your phone, your house, or your bank balance, was once a thought or an idea inside someone's mind. The author states, form is merely a condensed version of thought. Why does thought manifest into reality? The author speaks here of the universal mind. Your mind's thought is the seed. The universe is the fertile soil. When you engrave a specific image, like a successful business, within your mind, that invisible power begins to take the shape of your thought. This isn't magic, it is a law of nature. Just as hydrogen and oxygen combined in specific proportions are bound to create water, deep thought, combined with faith, is bound to create a physical manifestation. The author provides a word of caution. Mental power versus physical force. We usually try to change circumstances by pushing from the outside, what she calls physical force. But real change comes from within. If you change the image of your condition inside your mind, the outer world will change itself to keep pace with that new image. What you see outside is the effect, while your mind is the cause. A special tip: remaining steadfast. Behrend says that we often paint a picture but change it repeatedly. In the morning we think, I will be rich, and by the afternoon we think, I can't do anything. Consequently, that invisible power cannot take a specific shape. If you want to obtain something in reality, you must hold that mental form as solid as a rock. A simple perspective. To put it simply, if you want to bake a cake, you must use a mold. Your mind is that mold. If you hold the mold of poverty, life will give you poverty. If you create the mold, mental form of abundance, the universe will pour the ingredients of success into that mold. The author confronts us with a deep truth. The world around you is a reflection of your mind. If you want to change your outer life, first change the inner picture. Your invisible thoughts will one day be captured in your visible reality. Remember, what you can hold in your mind, you can hold in your hand. Start creating new molds of success in the factory of your mind today. Chapter 4. How your visualized image works. In this chapter, the author explains an important scientific and spiritual connection: how a steady image in your mind activates the vast power of the universe. Genevieve Behrend shows exactly how your mental picture operates behind the scenes. The core message is, your mental image is a magnetic center. When you fix an image of something within your mind, that image leaves an impression on the original element of the universe, or universal substance. It is much like throwing a stone into calm water. Just as the stone creates ripples, your mental image creates a specific vibration in the universe. How does the mental image work? The author provides a very simple analogy here. Your mind is a projector. Your thought is the slide or film inside that projector. Your life is the white screen on which the movie is displayed. The lesson: if you don't like the image on the screen, there is no point in cleaning the screen. You must change the slide, or your thought, inside the projector. Once the slide changes, the picture on the screen will change by itself. Why is mental power infinite? Genevieve Behrend states that your individual mind is actually a part of the vast universal mind. Therefore, when you paint a picture, you are not alone. Rather, the creative power of the entire universe begins to work to manifest that picture. When you visualize saying, I can, or I will have this, all the doors of the universe begin to open for you. A special tip: stay calm and confident. The author says that if you become anxious after visualizing, asking, when will it happen, you weaken the power of that image. Your job is to keep the image in the corner of your mind and believe that it has already started working. Your calmness proves that you have full faith in yourself and in nature. A simple perspective. To put it simply, when we plant a mango seed, do we dig up the soil every day to see if it has sprouted? No, we know that nature is doing its work. Your mental image is that seed. You just water it with faith and positive thoughts. Your subconscious mind and nature will handle the rest. The author reminds us of a magical truth. Every image in your mind is like a living seed. The success you visualize today is already being manifested by the universe behind the scenes. Do not be afraid, because the projector of your mind is determining your fate tomorrow. Be calm, be still, and keep playing that bright movie of your dreams within your mind. Chapter 5. Simple application of mental power for beginners. In this chapter, the author addresses the common doubts that arise when someone begins mental visualization for the first time and explains how to succeed. This chapter is specifically for those who are brand new to the path of mental science. The core message is: build great faith through small victories. The author states that no one can create a massive miracle right at the start. You must begin testing with small things so that your subconscious mind can understand that your power of thought truly works. Why do beginners feel afraid? The author notes that most people, when they first hear that destiny can be changed by mental images, dismiss it as mere imagination or a fairy tale. The solution: Behrend suggests that before aiming for a massive goal like becoming a millionaire, start with something small. For example, visualize seeing a flower of a specific color or receiving a phone call from a particular friend. When these small desires manifest, your faith in the invisible power will increase 100-fold. The first step in using mental power. The author shares a crucial technique here. Spend quiet time. The biggest obstacle for beginners is the noise around them. Sit alone for at least 15 minutes every day. Calmly bring your desire onto the screen of your mind. Do not force it. Many people try too hard to see the image, which often results in a headache. The author says to let the image come to the mind's eye naturally, much like looking out through a window. A special tip: do not tell others. Behrend gives a stern warning to beginners: do not reveal your plans or your mental images to anyone. The reason? When others hear about your strange new effort, they may laugh or express doubt. Their negative energy can destroy the seedling of your young faith. Let the world know only when your success becomes visible. A simple perspective. To put it simply, when you start going to the gym, do you lift 100 kg on the first day? No, you build your muscles using small weights. Mental power is also like a muscle. Gain self-confidence by fulfilling small goals. If you can attract a trivial thing today using the power of your mind, tomorrow you will be able to move mountains. The author is taking us by the hand into this unknown world. She says the first step to greatness is honoring your small desires. Test your mental power today. Fix a small goal and see how the universe responds to your call. Do not listen to anyone, just trust the magician within you. Remember, the ocean begins with a single drop. The ocean begins with a single drop.
Chapter 6. Tips for clarifying your target on the mental screen. The more colorful and vivid your mental image is, the faster the universe will transform it into reality. This chapter serves as a practical guide where the author teaches how to upgrade your blurry mental pictures to high-definition clarity. The core concept is correct seeing. The author states that most people only think about what they want, but they do not see it. If you merely say, "I want a house," it is not enough. You must feel the color of the bricks, the fabric of the curtains, and even the scent of the grass in the garden. The 3 powerful steps of mental imaging. The technique. The author provides a hands-on approach to painting the picture. Step 1. Detailed observation. Imagine the object you desire steadily before your eyes. If it is a car, what does the leather of the seat feel like? How does it feel to hold the steering wheel? Brighten every detail with the light of your mind. Step 2. Placing yourself inside the picture. This is the most crucial tip. Do not watch the image from the outside like a TV screen. Instead, see yourself inside the picture. Walk through that house. Sit in that car seat. This is called active visualization. Step 3. Feeling gratitude. While viewing the image, maintain a sense of deep peace and joy. Feel as though the creator or nature has already handed you this gift. Why does mental power work? Behrend explains that when you center your attention on an image, your brain generates a specific type of electrical wave. This wave strikes the original substance of the universe and begins to attract that object toward you. A blurry image cannot create a strong wave, hence it yields no results. A special tip: don't try, just see. The author shares a wonderful insight. Don't try to make the picture, let the picture come to you. In other words, there is no need to force the image. Sit quietly and allow your desired object to float onto your mental screen. Your only job is to enjoy that beautiful vision. A simple perspective. To put it simply, When you order something online, you do so after looking at a clear photo. If you order something blurry, there's a chance you'll get the wrong item. Your mind is that ordering system. The clearer the order you place through your mental image, the more accurately the universe will deliver it to your doorstep. The author tells us, your imagination is the preview or trailer of your future. Starting today, paint every detail of your dream life on the canvas of your mind. Bid farewell to vague thoughts and fill your mind with colorful, clear images. Remember, what you can see clearly with your mind's eye is only a matter of time before it reaches your hands. Awaken the artist within you today.
Chapter 7. Essential Reminders for Success. The core message of this chapter is, the application of mental power is not just a hobby, it is a philosophy of life that you must follow consistently. This chapter acts as a checkpoint or a warning on your path to success, keeping your mental energy on the right track. The central theme is creative thought versus competitive thought. The author states that to be successful, you must remember that you are not here to take anything away from anyone. There is an abundance of wealth in the universe. When you are creative, you create something new. But when you enter into competition with others, you are actually acknowledging lack. 3 key points to remember. First, self-confidence. You are not alone. The power behind you is that universal mind. Therefore, never think of yourself as small or helpless. Your will is the will of the universe. Second, gratitude. Give thanks in advance for what you have not yet received. Gratitude connects your mind with that invisible power. It acts as a seal of approval on your mental image. Third, reticence or secrecy. Do not go around telling everyone about your goals and your mental images. Keep your energy stored within yourself. Do not waste it outwardly. Why is doubt dangerous? Behrend explains that doubt is a negative image. Whenever you doubt, asking, will it happen or not, you are actually painting a picture of failure. The universe then makes that failure a reality. Therefore, to be successful, doubt must be completely uprooted. A special tip: live in the present. The author says many people only dream of the future but do nothing in the present. You must remember that even if your mental image is set in the future, your action must be taken now. The present moment is the only time for your power to manifest. A simple perspective. To put it simply, painting a picture is not enough for success. You must also change your behavior toward that picture. If you paint a picture of being rich but spend the whole day lamenting like a poor person, your picture will not work. When your words, actions, and thoughts are in perfect harmony, only then will you see magical results. The author warns us, do not let the garden of your mind become overgrown with weeds. Doubt and fear are the weeds that can kill the seedling of your success. From today, be only creative. Withdraw yourself from the rat race of competition. Remember, the storehouse of the universe is open for you. Just remain steadfast in your faith and move toward your destination with a grateful heart. Chapter 8. Why I began the study of mental science. The core message of this chapter is, the emptiness and dissatisfaction of life often lead a person towards the true path. Here the author reveals why she left a conventional life to step into the world of mental science. The central theme is the inner call. The author states that there came a stage in her life when she had everything, yet she felt a profound void within. She realized that the outer world is merely a mirror. She sought a power that would allow her to shape her life according to her own will. In this chapter, she describes the beginning of her spiritual and mental quest. Why did she choose this path? The motivation? The author highlights 2 major reasons. First, the desire for freedom. She wanted to be the master of her circumstances rather than their slave. She observed that most people spend their lives blaming fate, but she believed that the key to changing that fate lies within the individual. Second, the search for truth. She wanted to know why some are rich while others are poor and why some succeed while others fail. In search of these answers, she came across the writings of Thomas Troward. The Transformation from Fear to Power. Behrend explains that before studying mental science, she was always afraid of the unknown. But once she understood that her mind is a part of the universal mind, her fear was transformed into devotion and power. She realized that the universe is not against her, rather it wants to work on her behalf. A special tip: discovering your own power. Addressing the readers, the author says, if you are reading or listening to this book today, know that it is not a coincidence. The deep longing of your mind has brought you to this truth. Investing in faith in the invisible power within yourself is the best investment of your life. A simple perspective. To put it simply, when we are restless, we often look for external solutions, but the author teaches that the real solution lies in organizing our own thoughts and beliefs. In her personal experience, she saw that whenever she changed her mental stance, the outer world changed magically to match it. The author shares her story of moving from darkness to light. She says, do not leave yourself at the mercy of fate. Awaken the infinite power that resides within you. Just as she found the meaning of her life through mental science, your life can change in the same way. Recognize the magician within you starting today. Remember, a seeking mind is the key to all success.
Chapter 9. How I Attracted $20,000. The core message of this chapter is, money does not fall from the sky. It is compelled to come to you by the pull of your mental clarity and unwavering faith. Get ready. We are now entering the most famous and incredible event of Genevieve Behrend's life. This chapter is not just a story, it is a practical blueprint for you. The central theme is specific goal and specific amount. Around 1912, the author wanted to study under the famous philosopher Thomas Troward in London, but that required a large sum of money, which she did not have at the moment. She decided she would attract $20,000. She didn't just want a lot of money, she engraved a specific amount in her mind. What exactly did she do? The author shares her secret strategy step by step. Step 1. The mental check. Every morning and night, she would sit quietly. Then, in her imagination, she would see a check for $20,000. She saw her name written on the check and imagined herself depositing it in the bank. Step 2. The feeling of the money. She didn't just see a picture, she counted the notes in her imagination. She felt the specific scent of the currency and the crisp sound of the paper. She called this sensory visualization. Step 3. The purpose of the money. She decided in her mind exactly what she would use the money for, to go study with Troward. In other words, the money had a noble purpose. The universe then became more interested in helping her. The miraculous result. Behrend says she practiced this for 6 consecutive weeks. Occasionally, doubt would creep in, but she would immediately return to her mental image. Suddenly, one day, exactly $20,000 came to her from a source she had never imagined. It wasn't a lottery, rather the money reached her hands through a business connection and a family source. A special tip: don't worry about the how. The author gives a stern warning here. Do not limit the channels. Do not worry about how the money will arrive, whether through your job or a luck of fate. Your only job is to hold the feeling of having $20,000. The responsibility for finding the way lies with the universe. A simple perspective. To put it simply, when you set a destination in your GPS, you don't worry about every single turn in advance. You just know where you need to arrive. The author did exactly that. She set $20,000 as her destination in her mental GPS and believed that the car was moving. Friends, the story of the author's $20,000 teaches us that nothing is impossible for the universe. If you are in lack today, write a check of a large amount in your mental bank right now. Feel the joy of receiving that money this very moment. Remember, nature only gives money to those who know exactly how much they want and why. The power of your faith can increase your bank balance. Chapter 10.
How I Became Troward's Only Personal Student. The core message of this chapter is mental power can bring not just money, but also the minds of people and circumstances into your favor. After receiving the $20,000, Genevieve Behrend faced a new challenge: how to become a personal student of the era's greatest philosopher, Thomas Troward, who generally did not teach anyone directly. The central theme is creating the opportunity. The author explains that when she first wrote to Troward expressing her desire to learn, he flatly refused. He simply did not take personal pupils. But Genevieve did not give up. She put her invisible power, visualization, to work to change Troward's mind. What exactly did she do? The author describes her secret strategy here. Step 1. Seeing the picture of success. Twice a day, she would close her eyes and see herself sitting in Troward's drawing room while he taught her with great interest. Step 2. The letter of acceptance. She would feel in her mind that Troward was writing her a letter saying, "Yes, I'm willing to teach you." She read every word of that letter in her imagination. Step 3. Emotional connection. She did not apply any mental pressure. Instead, she lovingly imagined that Troward himself was finding joy in teaching her. The incredible result. After some time, an astonishing thing happened. Troward reversed his decision. He sent Genevieve a letter and invited her to come to Scotland. Troward later admitted that he did not know why he had changed his mind, by some invisible pull. He felt compelled to agree to teach her. Thus, Genevieve Behrend became the only person in history whom Troward educated personally. A special tip: individual will versus cosmic will. Behrend says that when we want to win someone over, we should not exert mental pressure on them. Instead, imagine that your wanting and their giving have met at a single point. When you think of the welfare of the universe, people's hearts will naturally soften towards you. A simple perspective. To put it simply, we often say, "Fate isn't helping," or "that person isn't giving me a chance." The author teaches that you don't have to beg for opportunities, rather you must create that opportunity on the screen of your mind first. When you paint yourself as worthy and see others as your helpers, even the most hardened hearts will open doors for you. Friends, the author's experience teaches us that you don't need a key to open closed doors. You need strong mental power. If today your boss or someone you admire turns away from you, do not be disappointed. Starting today, see them in your mind shaking hands with you. Remember, the vibration of your mind is bound to reach the minds of others. If you can seat yourself on the throne of a winner, the world will be forced to salute you.
Chapter 11. Harnessing the Power of Your Words. The core message of this chapter is, every word you utter is a living seed. Whatever you say, your subconscious mind brings into fruition. Genevieve Behrend teaches here just how powerful your spoken words are in giving physical form to your mental images. The central theme is, word is formative power. The author states that the universe was created through word or sound. When you speak, the vibration of those words creates ripples in the invisible energy around you. If you say, "I am poor," you are building walls of lack around yourself. But if you say, "I am on the path of abundance," you are opening the doors to success. How do words work? The author highlights a profound truth here. Words are the vehicles of thought. The image inside your mind is given a body by your speech. When you repeatedly speak of your goals, your faith becomes firmer. Acting as commands. Your subconscious mind does not understand logic, it simply gets busy making your words come true. How should you speak? Behrend provides 3 direct rules here. Rule 1. Eliminate negativity. Never say, "It won't happen for me," "My luck is bad," or "Everything is difficult." These words strangle your power. Rule 2. Speak in the present tense. Instead of saying, "I will be successful," future, say, I am now on the path of success, or success is coming toward me. Present tense words hold the real power. Rule 3. Confidence. Let there be no doubt in your voice when you speak. Talk as if you are already a winner. A special tip: feeling with words. The author notes that merely repeating words like a parrot is of no use. You must add feeling to the words. When you say, "I am happy," the tide of that joy should flow through your blood. When word and feeling become one, only then can miracles happen. A simple perspective: to put it simply, your tongue is your destiny. If you complain all day, you will only attract more situations to complain about. Change your dictionary starting today. Stop speaking of lack and start speaking of attainment. Remember, every word that leaves your mouth is a brick in the building of your future. Friends, the author is handing us an infallible weapon: your words. From today, do not utter a single negative word about yourself or your future. Let your speech be a blessing, not a curse. Whatever you say, the universe whispers from the shadows, "So it be." Therefore, choose your words very carefully. Learn to speak like a winner before you win. Remember, your words are the primary tools for building your empire.
Chapter 12. Ways to increase your faith. The core message of this chapter is, faith is not something supernatural. It is a scientific mental state that can be achieved through practice. Genevieve Behrend teaches here how to make the primary fuel of your success, faith, as strong as steel. The central theme is a mind free from doubt. The author states that faith does not mean just hoping for something, rather it is an unwavering reliance on something that cannot yet be seen with the eyes. When you believe that the power within your mind, universal mind, is working for you, your fear disappears on its own. How to increase faith? The author shares 2 direct methods for gaining faith. Method 1. The practice of knowledge. The more you learn about how your mind works, the more your faith will grow. When you understand that the laws of nature are the same for everyone, doubt will no longer linger in your mind. Method 2. Small victories. Achieve small goals before aiming for a massive one. When you see a small desire fulfilled, your trust in your own power will increase. This is the staircase of faith. The enemy of faith. Behrend states that the biggest enemy of faith is fear. If you are afraid and ask, "What if it doesn't happen?" you are actually practicing disbelief. The author teaches that the only way to banish fear is to give full attention to your mental image. Just as darkness cannot exist where there is light, fear cannot exist where there is faith. A special tip: connection with the Creator. The author tells us not to think of ourselves as alone. The power behind you is that infinite creative power or divine intelligence. When you believe that this vast energy wants to manifest your desires, your self-confidence multiplies. Your faith is the pipeline through which the abundance of the universe enters your life. A simple perspective. To put it simply, faith is the courage to step into the dark. When you place your foot on the first step of a staircase, you might not see where the next step is, but you trust that the staircase exists. The same applies to your life. Regardless of your current situation, have faith that the colorful world you have painted in your mind is waiting for you. Friends, the author reminds us, faith is the invisible bridge that connects your current lack with tomorrow's abundance. If everything around you seems dark today, keep the lamp of faith burning within. Do not entertain doubt. Remember, to cross the ocean, you must have faith in your own ship. If you believe, the entire universe will come to your aid. Chapter 13. The Incredible Rewards of Faith. The core message of this chapter is, faith is not just a form of mental peace. It is the key to both material and spiritual success in real life. Genevieve Behrend demonstrates here the gifts life offers when your faith becomes as strong as steel. The central theme is, serenity and control. The author explains that when your faith reaches maturity, you no longer remain a slave to circumstances. You become their master. The greatest reward of faith is the disappearance of all restlessness from your mind. You know that your desire has already been granted in the ledgers of the universe. What does faith give back? The author highlights three major rewards. Reward 1. Mental liberation. You gain eternal freedom from fear and anxiety. When you know the power within you is invincible, no external obstacle can suppress you. Reward 2. Rapid results. The deeper the faith, the faster your mental image manifests in reality. Doubt slows down the process, while faith accelerates it. Reward 3. Natural assistance. You will notice the right people, right opportunities, and right circumstances suddenly appearing around you. We often call this coincidence, but the author calls it the fruit of faith. How does the power of faith work? Behrend states that faith creates a kind of high vibration in every cell of your body. This vibration compels your surroundings to align in your favor. When you believe, "I am a winner," your entire body and brain find the necessary energy and intelligence required for victory. A special tip: stay calm. The author shares a profound truth. Faith is the evidence of things not seen. This means your faith is the proof of what is not yet visible. When circumstances go against your desires, staying calm with a smile is the ultimate test of your faith, and the reward for that test is final victory. A simple perspective. To put it simply, faith is like a pre-purchased ticket. When you buy a train ticket, you are certain the train will arrive and you will reach your destination. You don't stand at the station crying. Life is the same. With faith, you can celebrate even before seeing the results, and that joy is what pulls the result toward you even faster. Friends, the author reassures us, every grain of your faith will be returned to you with interest. If you are in the midst of adversity today, do not lose heart. Your unwavering faith will one day transform your reality. Remember, just as the sun rises after the darkness, great attainments follow deep faith. Stay calm, keep the faith, and prepare to receive your reward.
Chapter 14. How to make nature your follower. The core message of this chapter is, nature is not your enemy, rather it is an infinite storehouse waiting for every command of your mind. Genevieve Behrend reveals an astonishing truth here, how you can unify yourself with nature and turn it into your helper or servant. The central theme is unity with nature. The author states that we think nature controls us, but in reality, our mind gives shape to nature. Nature is the raw material or substance that pours itself into the mold of your thoughts. If you consider yourself a part of nature, it will be compelled to meet your every need. How does nature respond? The author shares a deep scientific and spiritual truth. Reflection of will. Nature does not create anything on its own, it merely reflects your will. If you desire abundance, nature will open paths of abundance all around you. Law of cooperation. When you live by the laws of the universe, meaning through positive thought and love, then wind, water, and soil all begin to work invisibly to fulfill your goals. This is what the author calls making nature an obedient servant. How to utilize nature? Practical steps. Behrend mentions two specific strategies here. Step 1. Eliminating fear. Do not fear the forces of nature, like storms or disasters. Think of yourself as part of that power. When you are fearless, you can use that energy for your own purposes. Step 2. Moving with the rhythm of nature. Wake up in the morning and feel the freshness of nature. Think that all the resources of the universe are ready for your use. This sense of ownership multiplies your mental power. A special tip: unlimited supply. The author warns us that there is no lack in nature. Lack exists only in our minds. If you think that if one person gets more, another will get less, you are on the wrong path. There is plenty for everyone in nature. The more you rely on nature, the more it will fill your storehouse. A simple perspective. To put it simply, does taking a bucket of water from the ocean diminish it?
No, nature is that ocean. If you think I am not even worthy of a small bucket of water, nature will give you nothing. But if you stand bravely with a large vessel, nature will fill it with a smile. From today, think of yourself as nature's favorite child, not a beggar. Friends, the author is opening a new horizon of power for us. She says, nature is not fighting against you, it is waiting for your command. From today, consider yourself part of that infinite power. When your will merges with the cosmic will, the entire world will pave the way for your success. Remember, you are not just a spectator of the universe, you are its director. Make nature your friend and watch how the impossible becomes possible.
Chapter 15. The Power of Faith and Action. The core message of this chapter is, it is not merely idle imagination, but steps taken with unwavering faith that serve as the true magical key. Here, the author weaves all previous theories into a single thread and demonstrates exactly what incredible things happen when imagination meets action. The central theme is active faith. The author states, faith without works is dead. If you paint a picture in your mind but do not step forward when an opportunity arises, that picture will not manifest in reality. Faith shows you the path, and action walks you down that path to your destination. How do faith and action work together? The author speaks of a balance here. The mental part. Your job is to hold your goal or image perfectly within your mind. This activates the power of the universe. The physical part. When an idea or opportunity comes before you, jump in without hesitation. This action proves that you truly believe in the picture you have painted. What has this method achieved? Behrend provides examples from her own life and the lives of her students. Making the impossible possible. Those who followed these rules built massive businesses from scratch, recovered from incurable diseases, and found their ideal life partners. Mental peace. The greatest attainment is a calm mind. They know that the world is not directed from the outside, but controlled from within. A final tip from the author. Let it be. At the very end of the book, the author shares a brilliant insight. Don't strain, just let the power flow. In other words, there is no need for excessive forcing or anxiety. When you paint the correct mental image and perform your daily tasks with faith, success flows into your life as naturally as a river's current. A simple perspective. To put it simply, imagination is your car's engine and action is the wheels. If you don't start the engine, the wheels won't turn. If the wheels don't turn, the car won't move. This chapter teaches you to dream with your eyes closed and with your eyes open, step confidently toward that dream. The universe only helps those who know how to help themselves. The final warning. The author mentions a stark reality. If you truly want to make the knowledge of this book permanent in your life, you must listen to or read these principles repeatedly. Otherwise, this knowledge will remain just like thousands of other books, something you know but never live. Your life will remain exactly as it was if you do not solidify these truths through repetition. Friends, we have completed the extraordinary journey of your invisible power. Genevieve Behrend has taught us that the pen of our destiny is in our own hands. From today, forget your lack and paint pictures of abundance. Conquer fear and dive into action with faith. Remember, the invisible power within you is infinite. Whatever you can imagine, you can achieve. Prepare yourself, because the life of your dreams is waiting for you just around the corner.